Salut et bienvenue au cours de la langue française à Language Plays. Hello, welcome to the French language course at Language Plays. Aujourd'hui, nous apprenons les pronoms relatifs. Today we are going to be learning the relative pronouns. Before we start learning, the viewers who are watching are our friends. The viewers who are watching are our friends. What kind of sentence is this? Let's go back to the relative pronouns so you know what kind of sentence it is. Le pronom relatif sert à réunir des informations modifiantes sur un antécédent référent. It simply means that the relative pronoun just serves as to bring together information, modifying information about the antecedent. And what is this antecedent? This antecedent simply means the noun or whatever it is that the relative pronoun refers back to. Remember, I said the viewers who are watching are our friends. The viewers are the antecedents in this sentence. Who are watching? The who is the relative pronoun. It simply refers back to the what? To the viewers and gives us more information about the viewers. So we know that they are watching. The viewers who are watching. So the antecedent is the one you mentioned last, the viewers. So the relative pronoun is the who. Let's look at other functions of the relative pronoun. C'est-à-dire, this means, c'est-à-dire, ils peuvent servir à apporter des informations supplémentaires. So it simply means that what? They can give or they serve as a means of giving more information, supplementary information about the antecedent, like I said. So the relative pronoun, they function to give information about the antecedent which we have mentioned. So the relative pronoun links them to the clauses, links them to the other completing parts of the sentences. Let's look at example. Prenons un exemple. La dame est belle. La dame est belle. The lady is beautiful. La dame parle avec l'homme. The lady is speaking with the man. You already have an idea of what we want to do. We want to join them together into one full sentence. Clauses, bring them together into one full sentence. So our sentence, let's bring them together. So it becomes the lady who is speaking with the man is beautiful. Very simple. Let's pick it. We join them and it becomes la dame. La dame. Don't forget l'antécédent, which we have mentioned. The lady who is speaking with the man. What is our who here and why did we decide to use who of all relative pronouns? It is very simple. It is because when we check the function of dame here, la dame, she is the subject of the sentence. Even in the next clause, she is the one speaking with the man. So she is the subject. So when you have a situation whereby you are referring to the antecedent who is the subject in the next clause, if the antecedent is still the subject in the next clause, it brings us to qui. Qui is what you use. Qui is what you use. Whether a thing, whether an animal, whether a person, it doesn't matter. Qui is what you use. As long as in the next clause where you're going, that who is shown as the subject. So la dame qui parle. Qui parle avec l'homme. We continue from here. Avec l'homme est belle. La dame qui parle avec l'homme est belle. The lady who is speaking with the man is beautiful. Very simple. We go to qui. Qui is one of the relative pronouns that we have in French. When we use qui fait le sujet de la clause et peut se référer soit à une personne, soit à une clause. Ou bien, soit à une chose. So it can be somebody, it can be a person, it can be something. Soit à une personne, soit à une chose. So, qui can refer to either a person or anything. Let's pick a sentence and join them together, or two sentences and join them together into clauses and form a big sentence as we have been doing. The first one, we can decide to say, l'enfant a 5 ans. L'enfant a 5 ans. The child is 5 years old. The child is 5 years old. Let's give another information about the child. Think of any information. Let's pick one. L'enfant mange du pain. So the child is eating bread. The child likes bread so much. So, l'enfant a 5 ans. L'enfant mange du pain. We know the child is 5 years old and the child is eating bread. When we join them together, we have the child who is eating bread is 5 years old. How do we do that? You're going to do that now for me. So I would help out l'enfant. L'enfant pain. L'enfant mange du pain à 5 ans. The child who is eating bread is 5 years old. What is the who? Your guess is as good as mine. Qui? L'enfant qui mange du pain à 5 ans. Very simple. Now, when we go to que on the other hand functions as the object of the clause. It functions where we have qui who is the subject, que will be the object, the direct object in this case. So, le roman est bon, our sentence now, our example. Le roman est bon, elle lit le roman. Le roman est bon, elle lit le roman. The novel is good. She is reading the novel. You know what we want to do? The novel which she is reading is good. Together, when we join it, we have le roman lit est bon. Le roman, in this case, que is what we want to use. That or which she's reading. Que elle lit. But are we going to write que elle lit? That brings me to something additional. When you have something like que and elle, it will be qu'elle. Le roman qu'elle lit est bon. Why is it qu'elle? Why didn't you say que elle lit? It is because majority of times in French, when you have vowels coming together, when you have vowel and a vowel, you replace the first vowel with an apostrophe. Many times, not all times anyway, but many times in French. So, le roman qu'elle lit est bon. The novel which she's reading is good. Additional, if I say la voiture, pain, j'achète, est rouge, ou bien est bleu. Who buys a blue car? Okay, I'm the one, I buy a blue car. So, la voiture, pain, j'achète, est bleu. The car which I am buying is blue. Que j'achète. La voiture que j'achète est bleue. On continue. We have who as well as a relative pronoun. And what is the function of who? Who remplace un complément circonstanciel de lieu ou de ton. When you have a reference to place a particular place, a fixed place, a particular place, or time, a particular time. You can use où to refer to this place or time. Let's look at an example. Voici le quartier. Voici le quartier. J'habite dans ce quartier. Look at the quarters. Look at where I live. Look at the quarters. I live in this quarter. Look at the quarter. I live in this quarter. Very simple. Since it's a place where you live, it's a reference to place where you live, you just say, look at the quarter, look at the place, quarter, where I live. Very simple. Who would be the one referring to the quarter or the place where you live? So, voici le quartier. Voici le quartier où j'habite. Où here refers to the place where I live. Where I live. So, où functions as reference to place and time. For example, le moment où il arrive. Le moment où il arrive. The moment that he arrives, but we are not going to write that with any other thing but où, because le moment makes reference to what? To a time. The moment when he arrives, où is what we'll be doing that reference, because it is a fixed reference to a particular time. So when you have a reference to a particular place or a particular time, it is best done with où. On continue. Dans, we have dans. Dans is also a relative pronoun. And the usage of dans is very simple. Dans remplace un complément précédé de la préposition de. De. Ça remplace un complément précédé de la préposition de. Have you ever heard a sentence? I'm sure you must have heard. Say the woman of whom I speak. Of whom. That's of. Dont is the same equivalent in French because it is of whom. The de is there. So when you have initially the complement or you have initially the antecedent that you want to refer to, if it is preceded by de, for example, il a une voiture. He has a car. He has a car. Il parle de cette voiture. We are going to change sentence. On va changer les phrases pour mettre ça très très simple. To put that in a very simple position. So let's pick a sentence to start with. Let's say the car is, we're not going to use color, let's use another noun. For example, la maison. Oui, la maison est grosse. La maison est grosse. The house is big. He speaks of this house. Il parle de cette maison. The house is big. He speaks of this house. When we join it together, the best possible way is to say the house of which he speaks. And if you want to do this, remember we said once it is preceded by de cette maison, de la maison, de of which, it now becomes the house, la maison, la maison, la maison, la maison, dans. Why is it dans? Because remember, it is preceded by the of this house. So it becomes the house of which he speaks. Dont il parle est grosse. La maison dont il parle est grosse. We started by talking about the people watching. So if I say, just one last sentence to conclude the class. If I say, la dame est belle. Ou bien, le professeur est bon. Le professeur est bon. Je parle du professeur. Je parle du professeur. I'm speaking of the teacher. If I want to say the teacher of whom I am speaking is good, how do I say it? Le professeur dont je parle, le professeur dont je parle est bon. That will be the assignment. You can write that down, proofread, and then I would give the answer somewhere around. Le professeur dont je parle est bon. So here is the answer, the correct answer to whatever you have written. Merci pour aujourd'hui. Thank you for taking part in the class today. If you want to learn more about more relative pronouns, and more topics in the French language, keep watching our videos, keep learning with us. Merci et au revoir. À bientôt.